Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Jenna Smith, and I will be hosting today's webcast, Vuforia Engine 8, Augmented Reality Just Got Smarter. We'll also be recording the webcast for replay purposes. A little housekeeping before we get started. At the end of the presentation, we will take questions. Please use the Q&A widget at the bottom of your screen to submit a question. If you feel as if your slides or videos are delayed, press F5 on your keyboard to refresh the console. At the bottom right-hand corner of your console, there is a widget that you can open if you need additional technical support. In our webcast today, we are delighted to be joined by Brad Pitzer, Director of Vuforia Product Management. And with that, we'll start our webcast. Over to you, Brad.
Thank you, Jenna. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the webcast. I'm really excited to be here to present today some of the latest features of Vuforia Engine. Vuforia Engine is the leading computer vision platform that enables you, the developer, to transpose digital information onto the physical world and provide rich data and content for the user to view and interact with. Again, my name is Brad Pitzer. I'm Director of Product Management for Vuforia Engine. This is actually my second tenure with PTC. I was originally acquired with a virtual reality company back in the late 90s. My entire career has been in VR and AR, interactive 3D graphics. I've created apps and games and experiences for a very diverse set of brands such as GM, Ford, Lockheed Martin, as well as many entertainment brands such as LucasArts, Pixar, Nickelodeon. Just like my career, Vuforia Engine has a breadth of experience and wide variety of use cases and industries. How about that for the worst segue ever in the history? So for those of you that might be new to Vuforia and even augmented reality altogether, PTC's AR technology is called Vuforia. With almost a decade of investment, innovation, and development, Vuforia is the leading platform in AR development. To help customers with their specific AR needs, we offer three products, being Vuforia Studio, Vuforia Engine, and Vuforia Chalk. Today, specifically, we're going to be talking about the new features of Vuforia Engine, which is really the core foundation for all of these products. Excuse me. It's an incredible AR development platform for building entire apps from the ground up. Okay. Vuforia Engine is an AR software development kit that utilizes advanced computer vision. This is the eye of the application. It lets you see and understand the world through the device's camera, allowing digital content to be placed within it. I've had the pleasure of working with some of the most brilliant minds in computer vision and deep learning from around the world at PTC, and I can tell you the things that they come up with and will be bringing to you in the future are absolutely amazing. Vuforia Engine is the market-leading development software. It offers unparalleled accuracy and robust, reliable AR experiences. It empowers developers with creative freedom to build unique and branded apps. It offers also the largest breadth of platform and device support to reach the greatest possible audience. It provides great flexibility with a range of target types and detection capabilities, from image and shape recognition to ground plane detection to CAD-based model targets, and then some exciting new features that we're going to be showing you today as well. Vuforia claims over 60% of the App Store share for augmented reality apps and boasts over 500,000 developers with more than 60,000 commercial applications developed, which equates to over 600 million installs. Absolutely amazing. Vuforia is a cross-platform, code once, augment everywhere software development kit. You don't have to develop to individual SDKs for each platform. This means that your app looks and works the same way across all devices and platforms, including head-worn devices. PTC supports more devices than any other platform combined, including the latest and greatest in eyewear. Many of you have probably read a release from Mobile World Congress in Barcelona a couple of weeks ago. Maybe even some of you were lucky enough to be there, that Vuforia will be supporting the latest Microsoft HoloLens 2 out of the box when available. We've been really fortunate to be working with such a trusted partner as Microsoft here. So since Vuforia 8.0 was released in January of this year, we have had a host of unique new features. The biggest one being model targets with deep learning, which we'll focus quite a bit on today. You can now recognize multiple objects from multiple angles instantly, but not simultaneously just yet. That's coming later down the road here. We have done some enhancements to the model target generator to support deep learning and to train model targets. And then we've also added a new feature called VI Slam to the Vuforia Fusion platform. And while we've had external camera support for a while, we're now also supporting that on iOS. Okay. As you know, Vuforia 7 was, in December 2017, introduced model targets, a new feature attaching content to objects in a way that has never been seen before in computer vision technology. Ever since its release, we have been improving and iterating model targets for every release. It's one of our many key differentiators. Model targets recognize objects by using their 3D models instead of relying on things like images typically found in print media, product packaging, and many other consumer goods. With model targets, content can be attached directly to the CAD-designed products, such as an automobile, home appliances, industrial equipment, and machinery. Model targets enable a whole new class of augmented reality content that can replace things like traditional user manuals, technical service instructions, by using a more robust tracking method. Okay, here we go. That video going through, Jenna? Sorry. Here we go. Okay. So essentially, we have two flavors of model targets now. Model targets with a single guide view, which you can see here, and then deep learning trained model targets. For single view model targets enable objects to be recognized and tracked using a digital 3D model of the object. Using 3D models allows for a better tracking of larger objects while creating better AR experience reliability with greater detail. We have many customers using this right now for some amazing applications. In this application, Visionary 777 is using Vuforia model targets to show unique features and color variations of a car. Interestingly enough here, this application can be used with the full-size car as well as the toy car you see here, as long as the CAD and the objects match each other accurately. Model targets are the most robust tracking method for larger objects out there. It's a bold statement, I know, but it's true. Additionally, this video is going through, there we go. Additionally, Mercedes recently used Vuforia Engine to complement user manuals for the car to show advanced features of the vehicle. Simply by pointing your device at the interior instrument panel of the vehicle, you can provide an advanced and excellent user experience. This is a great aftermarket use case for model targets for consumers. Let this play through a little bit. Jen, I don't have my usual stop button here, so I don't know if the video's pushing through here. Okay, very good. Thank you. As well as Lego just announced at the New York Toy Fair in this past February. Oh, we went too far. We're stuck here. Sorry about this little technical difficulty.
What slide do you want to be on, Brad?
Should be on 16.
All right.
Is that what we're seeing?
That's what I see. The Lego slide?
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't pushing for me. Sorry, my bad.
That's okay. No,
okay,
it's fine.
Sorry about that. All right, sorry about that, everyone. So as well as Lego just announced here at the New York Toy Fair in February that it will be launching another app using Vuforia technology, this time using model targets. Players will be able to enhance their Lego building experience with contextual digital content. This new feature, or this new toy set is called the Lego Hidden Side. It has all kinds of very cool hidden haunted mansions and things like that. Okay. So a new enhancement, and really we consider this more of a new feature we just released with Euphoria 8 in January, the ability to train model targets with deep learning. This means that I can recognize and track many views of one object. For example, I can approach a large semi-truck cab from different angles and then provide different digital content based on the view that is recognized by the device. So for example, if I am looking at the left front tire of the truck, I might augment information to show the user how to change that tire. Whereas if I'm looking at the, say, driver's side mirror, I might show the user how to adjust the mirror for safety. There's a million different ways you could use this. There's a million different types of content that you can put into this type of application. Okay? We're having a little lag on these videos here, but apologize for that. So using the same concept, I can also train single views of multiple objects, such as a motorcycle, a lunar lander, and then go back and look at the same objects from different angles. This does not require guide views per se, but you can see that it does give the user a visual cue when the object is actually recognized. This is a major update to our model tracking feature set. We can now train these models using deep learning technology. With model targets, we now can recognize objects from various perspectives and show content that is contextual to that view, such as allowing for a toy to be reliably recognized from all sides, to recognize many different objects in the same scene, just not simultaneously yet. Again, something we'll be working on, but know that you can put approximately 25 different views into a trained model target. This means we have made some enhancements to our model target generator, or MTG, to allow for this deep learning process. This window-based apps creates a database that allows your Vuforia Engine app to recognize 3D objects, single or multiple, while supporting a large variety of 3D formats. Using the new features in the MTG, you, the developer, can explicitly dictate the angle range of the view for each pose of the model. So if you know that your machine is sitting on the floor of a factory, let's say, and up against a wall, you know that your user will never approach that object from those angles. You can actually omit them, thus creating less information that your app has to process while recognizing the object. It is important to note that there are some best practices that should be adhered to when creating model targets. Your object and CAD model should have sufficient visual detail in order for it to be tracked properly. Your model should not be more than 400,000 polygons and no more than 5 textures when training it. We recommend that you use textures in your model target training only if you think that it will actually aid in the tracking and that you know that they are accurately placed on the physical object as well as the digital object. Always use a right-handed coordinate system, and as you know, there is a limited number of views that you can actually train, which is approximately 25. Okay. Another note maybe related to this, I guess, we get calls probably on a daily basis for people that are training or trying this out, proof of concepts with your pro license, and it was originally set that you could only create 10 separate different trained model targets, and we've recently upped that to 20 model targets. And so even though those are getting used up kind of quickly by some of the people doing proof of concepts, I think it's important to know that you should make sure that you have some accurate geometry before you start generating these trained model targets. and hopefully they won't get used up, but we can try to help you in any way possible in doing that. So just a quick recap here. When you're able to create trained views that learn the poses of your objects from all sides that you have specified, you can create targets for one object with multiple views with a guide view for each one. Your app will decide what view you are in and provide you with the appropriate content. Very similar to the semi-truck example that I had mentioned before. You can have multiple objects with one view, trained to recognize views of the model by showing a guide view and showing the appropriate content for those as well. And then you can have multiple objects with multiple views, trained to recognize the different contents as well. Again, all of these at some point should basically add up to about 25 different views, which is somewhat the limit there. We do have some information we'll try to make available on the developer portal that shows kind of some workflow diagrams on how to work with each of these different scenarios and bring those into Unity. So if that's of interest, feel free to put that in comments or questions, and we'll work on how we can get that put into the developer portal. Okay. Getting a little lag here, sorry. Just work. These videos get a little much for the system here. Come on. There we go. Okay. So a new feature that we will be releasing very soon here, later this summer in the 8.3 Vuforia release, is Model Targets 360. This gives you the ability to recognize and snap to one object from any angle without a guide view. This new trained deep learning model target does not need any guide views to recognize or snap to your object. This is great for scenarios where you don't know where the user is going to approach the object from or which object they'll be looking at, such as, say, a car showroom. The customer can come in from any angle, point their device or camera at it, and view the car's digital AR content showing all of its special features. Like I said, this feature will be available in the 8.3 release, but we will be making it available to our VIP customers for early access in approximately the April timeframe of this year. And we're super excited to get some feedback on this one. It's a great new feature. We've also recently introduced a new feature to Vuforia Fusion called Visual Inertial Simultaneous Localization and Mapping, or VI-SLAM for short. It allows for SLAM functionality in conjunction with the device's IMU. Accelerometers and gyroscopes, of course, are essential in making VI-SLAM work here. So since there's a lot of fragmentation with AR enablers, such as the sensors, chips, cameras, and now device trackers like ARKit and ARCore, Vuforia Fusion tries to defragment all this for you. When Vuforia is running, we determine what enablers are available based on your device and leverage them to give your user the best AR experience that is available to them. There are, of course, many other factors that play into successful tracking of this, such as the object itself or the environment that it's in. So you may have some options on how to control some of the enablers, whens and wheres. That's kind of up to you as the developer. But VI-SLAM, you could say, kind of gives the same functionality as ARKit and ARCore, but is only used on devices that are not supported by those device trackers. For example, we can do ground plane tracking on devices such as iPhone 6, which is not supported by ARKit, which is kind of cool. And then the same goes for Android. We have a ton of devices that are supported by that are not supported by ARCore that we do support with Vuforia Fusion. So you should note that VI-SLAM can be a little bit processor heavy for some of these low-end devices. So depending on what you're trying to do, it may or may not make sense to use something like this, but you have the option at least to do that and support some of those other devices, which a lot of our consumer product-based customers are doing. Okay. And then lastly, we've had external camera features available for some time since Vuforia 7.5, but in our latest Vuforia 8.0 release, we are now supporting external cameras with iOS, and we're finding customers doing some really amazing stuff with it. So we'd love to hear more about that from you as well if you're using this feature. Okay. And that brings us to the end of our presentation. I'd like to thank everyone for joining here. I don't know that we're going to be taking live questions, but myself and some others are going to actually stay on for a bit to answer questions. We'll make sure that everything gets answered, especially concerning any of the new features that you saw today. And as always, we'd love to hear what you're doing with your applications with Vuforia. Thank you, and I hope everyone has a great rest of your week. Back to you, Jenna.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Just wanted to point out the resources widget in the shape of the PTC logo at the bottom of your screen. We do have the release notes available there, and also the Engine 8.0 announcement as quick links so you guys can get to those. I wanted to give a special thanks to Brad for joining us today, and thank you for all of you for participating in today's session. We hope you found it valuable, and we'll return for future webcasts. Thanks so much.